allow us...
After winning the first 2 games on this 12-game road trip, the Atlanta Braves have now lost 2 in a row. Tonight, they try to get back in the win column against the Toronto Blue Jays. Hi, everybody. Pete Van Weren welcoming you to Sky Dome in Toronto, where injuries continue to be a continuing story on this Atlanta Braves team. The latest, Ryan Klesko. Somehow today, while carrying a tray, apparently, he either strained a side or back muscle. He is out of the starting lineup tonight. Of course, going on this road trip, Javi Lopez knee injury was of big concern. He DH'd in New York for 3 days. Yesterday was to be his first day to try catching. And before the game yesterday, Bobby Cox was talking about what would happen if Javi Lopez was unable to catch effectively.
We in deep trouble. We're going to have a problem then, Skip, and we'll have to find somebody, because in our league you can't use the DH, and to have Javi just sit around and only have one catcher and pinch hitting, you can't do that. So I don't know. We'll go to Plan B.
Well, Plan B not necessary. Javi Lopez back behind the plate in this evening's game, and right now he's down on the field to talk about how that knee feels with Don Sutton.
Thanks, Pete. Well, Javi, a lot of people were watching yesterday's game with great interest. First time behind the plate since coming back. What's the verdict?
Well, I'll tell you what, Don. It feels like I haven't catched for 3 years. I get up this morning, I couldn't stand up. My back was hurting me. My both knees hurting me. But man, I feel terrible this morning. But that's normal. When a guy hasn't played for 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks, that thing's gonna happen. But it's all about getting used to it now. And now I'm gonna play it every day. Every day I'm gonna wake up maybe a little bit better.
So it was kind of like the first day of spring training. It's not the knee that hurt, it was just aches and pains.
Yeah, it wasn't the knee. Actually, the knee wasn't bothering me at all. It was my back, most of all.
Is that because you're having to make some adjustments to accommodate the brace?
Well, right now, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm kind of a little bit higher behind the plate. I'm not getting lower than I used to. So I think just by staying high, that affect my back a little bit. But, I will get used to that. But everything else is all about getting used to it. My knee doesn't feel comfortable, but, probably in about a week, I probably won't feel it. So I'll probably be able to catch without any problem. But right now, it's all about getting used to it.
Speaking of getting used to things, that looks like an awfully big piece of hardware you're lugging around on your knee. How is the brace? Is it taking some getting used to?
I'll tell you what, without it, I wouldn't be able to play. I think, I know it's uncomfortable, but without it, there's no way I wouldn't make it behind the plate. That thing protect me for getting, for squatting all the way down. My knee saver, that's another thing that I have to use all the time, because, those are really helped me. They keep pressure out of my knee. But the problem is that I put all my my body weight in my left knee. That's the one I used to have. This is what I got surgery 2 years ago. And now I put all the pressure in that knee. And I felt a little pain this morning on that knee, but it's not a big deal. I know this is the first time I catch after three weeks. But, I think I should be fine, hopefully.
All right. I know a lot of other people are hopeful, too. We'll be back to the Sky Dome right after this.
Yeah, folks, there's some turbulence reported ahead. We're going to climb to 30,000 feet.
Braves Baseball on the Superstation, brought to you by Kodak Picture CD. Everything you need to organize, enhance, and share your pictures on your PC. By Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By the 74,000 professionals at Delta Airlines. And by Holiday Inn Express, who invites you to stay smart.
Braves fans all over here in Toronto, even in the hotel out behind the center field fence. Time for us to get Game 2 underway here at the Sky Dome. Dome and your lineups. Compliments of Walmart EverStart batteries. Otis Nixon, a last-minute insertion in the lineup in left field. Brett Boone to bat second. It's Chipper Jones in the third spot. Brian Jordan, the cleanup hitter. Keith Lockhart will DH and hit fifth. The final part of the batting order has Andrew Jones, Javi Lopez, Randall Simon, and Walt Weiss in the ninth spot. The defense for the Toronto Blue Jays. An outfield of Stewart, Cruz, and Green. Left side of the infield, the veteran Tony Fernandez starting at third, Batista at short. Graybeck and Delgado make up the right side. McBethany behind the plate. And on the mound, Kelvin Escobar. He has been starter. He has been a reliever. He has been very successful as a reliever, but last year, more successful as a starter. This year, behind in the count, a lot of nibbling and a lot of hits given up when he is ahead in the count, and right-handers hitting 40 points higher against him than our lefties. That's a little unusual. He's only 23 years old, his 7th year of pro ball. Let's take a look at the umpiring crew. And because of the odd schedule, the umpires' crew stayed on their same schedule, so we got a new one starting here on Monday, although it is game 2. It's Bill Miller behind the plate, Rocky Rowe at first. Field and Culprit is at second, and Mike Everett over at third. The sun has popped through. The dome is open, and we're set to go, Pete.
Surprised to see the dome open. It was raining all afternoon here, and after we got to the ballpark, didn't know that the clouds had broken up, so we've got a good night for game 2 in this series. Otis Nixon leading it off against Kelvin Escobar, and keep an eye on Escobar in this first inning. He has had some first inning problems this year to the point where he has earned some first inning in-your-face talks from manager Jim Fregosi. First pitch on the way to Otis Nixon, a strike in the outside corner, and we're underway from Toronto. Escobar 8-6, 5.93 earned run average, only 22 years old. Ahead in the count, 0-2, while muddling over some possible lineup combinations to use after it became apparent that Ryan Klesko might not be able to play tonight. Bobby Cox quick to decide on giving Otis Nixon his first start since May 30th to try to take advantage of the turf here at Skydome. With Otis's speed, you can sometimes get yourself an infield hit or two on this turf. The 0-2, look out. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
If that's a message and if that's deliberate, it's stupid. You don't throw at a 172 hitter who's starting his first game in about 5 or 6 weeks. So I just think he just tried to overthrow it. At least I hope that's what it is.
Now the 1-2. Got a piece of it, stays alive. A ball and 2 strikes.
If you go back to the old style of baseball, you kept people loose who were red hot. You didn't wake up people who weren't doing well.
Notice on Kelvin Escobar's cap, the number 14 stenciled on that. Well, he's a native of Venezuela, and yes, that is on his cap as a reminder to Andres Galarraga of all the well-wishers he has from his native Venezuela. 2-2 on Nixon.
This kid has great stuff.
Little tap over the mound. Graybeck charges, fields. Little trouble getting it out of his glove, and there's that speed that Bobby Cox was talking about, getting Otis Nixon a first-inning hit.
And on grass, that is a ground ball that is handled by the pitcher. But on turf, the bounce getting over Escobar. The play had to be made by Graybeck, and he couldn't quite get it out of the glove. Took him just long enough for Nixon to beat it out.
So Bobby's hunch pays off with the first-inning infield hit for Otis Nixon. That'll bring up Brett Boone. 0 for 4 in the series opener yesterday, hitting .250 on the year with 11 homers, 33 RBIs, and in a slump has lasted now about 6 weeks. Only 197 over his last 132 at-bats.
And having Nixon in there and having him get on base could also help the hitters coming up behind him. In most cases, a youngster knows the reputation, and younger pitchers will worry more about a base runner than a more veteran pitcher would.
1 ball, no strikes on Brett Boone. Braves 2-2 on this trip. Lost a game on their lead yesterday. They're now 4 up on the New York Mets. Toronto 7 back in the AL East, 3 behind second place Boston. One ball, 1 strike.
All Otis Nixon has to go on right now is a scouting report. This is the first time Escobar has gone against the Braves, and you'll probably see Otis, and you have seen him take a huge lead. And I think what he has is a one-way lead. He's trying to get way out there, draw a throw to get a look at his move.
And he just did. Still 1-1 on Brett Boone.
Maury Wills was the first guy I ever heard talk about one-way leads. He would say, I'll get further than I normally would go, knowing that I'm not going to go, that everything is going back toward first. I just want to see a move.
There goes Nixon. The pitch is a strike. The throw down to second is also a strike. Graybeck applies the tag. Nixon gunned down, trying to steal by Mike Matheny.
Matheny gets rid of this ball so quickly, he throws it almost like a quarterback. I don't believe his arm dropped all the way down. A good, quick move to the plate by Escobar. See how quick he transferred? And a perfect throw.
One out now with the bases empty. And the 1-2 pitch is fouled off by Brett Boone. Otis caught for only the 4th time this year. He's been successful 17 times. Matheny's thrown out about 25%.
He won't unload one any quicker than he did on that one.
Again, the 1-2, and he got him looking. Off-speed pitch. 2 gone.
Fastball in the upper 90s, and after gearing up for that, if he's able to get this pitch over, look like a little slider, tight, short break, but very tight spin and in a perfect spot.
2 gone now for Chipper Jones. He was 0 for 3 yesterday and only 2 for 26 lifetime against Toronto pitching. And down in the count 0-1. 22 homers, 58 RBIs for Chipper. Outside corner 0-2. Strikeouts in the inning for Kelvin Escobar. Looks like Bill Miller is going to have a very liberal strike zone tonight. We go to the bottom half of the 1st inning. No score.
Tomorrow night, 11 gold medals in...
Yes, it is the Big Cat Station, TBS the Superstation. Time for us to take a look at the Blue Jays batting order. It's Stewart leading it off. Graybeck will hit in the 2nd spot. It's Green, Delgado, and Hernandez, the heart of the order. Batista, Cruz, Montañez, and Matheny will complete it. Defensively, Nixon in left, Andrew Jones in center, Jordan in right. The infield 1st to 3rd. Simon, Boone, Weiss, and Chipper Jones. Javi Lopez behind the plate. And on the mound, making his 4th start this year, there's what's happened in the other 3. Left-hander, 22-year-old Bruce Chen.
Shannon Stewart, Craig Graybeck, and Sean Green do up here in the bottom half of the 1st inning. Shannon Stewart having an outstanding year. He's developed into one of the top leadoff hitters in the game. 309 with 9 homers, 46 RBIs, 29 stolen bases. He has 118 hits this year. Well on his way to a 200-hit season. 1 ball, no strikes. It's even 1-1.
Good changeup from Chen. One of the things he's been working on in his in-between sessions when he throws is his fastball is not a sinker, but every now and then when he throws it, it'll cut into right-handers, get in the heart of the plate. So one of the things he's been working on is recognizing when that is happening and making subtle adjustments to not have it happen back-to-back-to-back times on pitches.
Now the 1-2 on the way to Stewart through the breaking ball, missed outside with a 2-2. The 2-2 on the way. Strike 3 call inside corner.
think somebody's been watching Tom Glavine pitch. That's a good pitch when you've gone away, away, away. Javi Lopez sets it up there, and Chen hits the mitt. And I think you're right, Pete. Tonight is a good night to be a pitcher.
Pitches just off the corner, borderline pitches, all called strikes so far.
But he's been very consistent both sides of the plate.
Here's Craig Graybeck, who hasn't had a chance to play that much this year. The Blue Jays haven't faced many left-handed pitchers. But Graybeck has played. He's hit the ball extremely well, as you can see. But that's after only 98 at-bats. Only the 15th left-handed starter to go against the Blue Jays this year. They're 5-9 in their games against the other lefties that have faced them. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and two now in Graybeck.
Well, I like this lineup of theirs today, and I like yesterday's lineup. I think they generate a lot of offense, and they can make it awfully difficult on pitchers.
It's a very good offensive club. A .279 team batting average. It's 13 points higher than Atlanta.
And an offensive-minded manager, too. Every place he's been, that's what he's wanted.
Started to go. They'll appeal to first. Rocky Rose says he didn't go. They'll be count 2-2 on Graybeck. See where Toronto ranks in the American League. Look at the stolen base position.
And that's an oddity in the American League. They have that many steals.
Right side, Randall Simon and Brett Boone are both over. Simon stays with it, 2 gone. 2 away, and now Sean Green, who brings a 16-game hitting streak, which is the longest current streak in the American League. Up to 333 for the year, 25 homers, 73 RBIs. Takes a strike, 0-1. No score. We're in the bottom of the first. During his 16-game hitting streak, Green hitting .410. Chen out in front, 0-2.
Blue Jay record, 26-game hitting streak. John Olerud did that in 1993.
Green on top of the league in extra base hits. Tied for the league lead in doubles. 3rd in homers. 4th in RBIs. Top 5 in 4 categories. Went to the All-Star game this year. Down on strikes, though. Second strikeout for Bruce Chen, who goes 1, 2, 3 through the Blue Jays in the bottom of the first. No score after 1.
Shop online, shop our stores, shop our catalog. Office Depot, low prices every day.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
We appreciate Javi Lopez spending time with us before the game and for being our guest. You'll receive a $100 gift certificate for Kodak products, compliments of Wolf Camera, the nation's premier photography store. Wolf and Kodak help you take pictures further.
Brian Jordan leads off here in the second, no score. Brian 2 for 4 yesterday, got his average for the year up to 300. 18 home runs, 77 RBIs, takes ball 1, low and away from Escobar. Jordan, a 5-game hitting streak coming into this one, and involved in the controversial play at the plate yesterday. Tell you, one thing that did not go unnoticed by Bobby Cox was Jordan's head-first slide into home. That's a dangerous play. You could really get hurt. You collide with the catcher's shin guard.
3 out of 4, that's not bad, but home is not where you do it. You see Bobby Cox asking the question there. When you see a guy, it's like he's grasping something with his hand and then drawing it back. What he's wondering is that a changeup? Here's the play you were talking about, the head first slide, and he's lucky he didn't get a shin guard in the nose.
Brian Jordan convinced he was safe. Bobby Cox ejected from the game for arguing that particular play. Bounces one up the middle. It's going to get through. Base hit. Hit number 2 allowed by Escobar, and Jordan aboard to lead off the second. That'll bring up Keith Lockhart, who was originally in the lineup as the leadoff hitter and designated hitter, but when Ryan Klesko was unable to go, Otis Nixon put in the leadoff spot. Lockhart dropped down to 5th. He was 2 for 4 yesterday. Inside corner, 0-1.
Well, you can see why Jim Fregosi would get frustrated with Escobar nibbling. He's shown you 3 terrific pitches. Good changeup, good fastball, and a good little slider.
Into center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Brian Jordan turns second, going to head to third. Here comes the throw by Cruz. It's not in time. And runners are at first and third with nobody out for Andrew Jones.
Good judgment and good hustle by Brian Jordan. The play was in front of him, so there's no doubt. Down and away. Looper right about there. Right here is where Brian Jordan has to make a decision. Takes one more peek just to make sure. And beats the throw into third.
Scouting reports will come into play on that. They don't have particularly strong throwing arms in this Toronto outfield. Stewart and Cruz with 4 assists each, and that's tops on the club, and that's not many. They only have 12 assists from their entire outfield this year. Andrew Jones has 11 all by himself. And he lines the first pitch down the left field line. He had to reach for it. Jordan will score. Now the ball gets by Stewart. Rounding third, Lockhart. He's going to come on in. And all the way around to third, Andrew Jones. It's 2-0 Atlanta.
A gamble that Stewart lost on down in that corner. He went over and he thought he could get to the ball before it got to the wall. Another good pitch from Escobar. One-handed swing, just enough to get it up over Fernandez. Here's the gamble. He thinks he can get to it, and when he doesn't, he's got no chance. I don't think they're going to give him an error on that. They shouldn't. That's a tricky play. Infield back.
The official score and a rule on that.
Infield back. Here's a. I know you got Javi Lopez. You want him to hit, but boy, Bobby Cox, if he had anybody else up there, would squeeze right here after something like that happening.
0-1 on Javi. 308, 11 homers. Oh, they are going to charge an error to the left fielder.
Oh, okay. Double in an error, single in an error.
That I'm not sure of. I think it'll probably be a double. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 RBI.
Jim Fregosi, if you had Maddox or Glavine or Smoltz or Millwood out there, would probably bring the infield in. But with a young pitcher out there, he's going to trade the 1 run for the chance at an out.
2-1 the count now on Javi Lopez. 0 for 4 yesterday. 3 for 18 on the trip.
Pete, here's where if a young pitcher is going to start nibbling, he will. He's made 3 good pitches and got 2 runs in and a runner at third.
Sharply hit to third, fielded by Fernandez. Coming home, they've got Andrew Jones hung up. Matheny back to Fernandez. Fernandez now to Escobar, and they're going to call obstruction by Fernandez, and in to score Andrew Jones.
Right call too, because he didn't have the ball and he got in the way of the runner. If you got the ball, you can be there, but if you don't have the ball, the baseline is his.
Jim Fregosi out to argue, but what looked like a sure out turns into another Atlanta run because Tony Fernandez did not get out of the way.
That was a poor rundown. 2 things. That was a good job of staying mobile by Andrew Jones, but that was a poorly executed rundown. First of all, they didn't. Fernandez almost forgot he was there, and then Matheny didn't run him far enough back to third, so that was botched from the get-go. Watch how this unfolds. Ground ball up. I guess I better go home. Now, Matheny runs him there, and Andrew has already turned around and headed back when he decides. That's good base running, and that is obstruction.
Jim Fregosi still arguing with Bill Miller. And now turns around and heads back to the Blue Jay dugout, but the Braves are up now 3-0. It's a fielder's choice. Javi Lopez got all the way down to second base.
You have to give an error to Fernandez on that.
So 2 errors in the inning, 3 runs have scored, still nobody out, and the batter will be Randall Simon.
And keep an eye on Escobar right here.
Randall Simon comes in at 295 after going 1 for 4 yesterday. A couple of home runs, 13 RBIs.
He's now made 4 good pitches and given up 3 runs.
The pitch to Simon, 0-1. Grounded to the right side. This will get the runner over to third. Delgado plays it alone. Lopez now at third with 1 out. And Walt Weiss will be the batter. The only thing that Javi Lopez said today that just made you kind of take a step back and say, I hope nothing like this happens, is that he said he's doing a lot more when he's catching and also when he's on the bases, putting all the weight on his left leg. And you just hope that doesn't lead to knee problems with the left knee. You can see even the way he's standing there, all the weight is on the left leg. And he says he's trying to do the same thing when he catches. You just hope not. There's the squeeze that you were talking about, Don, fielded by Escobar. Another run is in, and Walt Weiss picks up his 21st RBI. All these things going on in an inning, that's exactly the time Bobby Cox likes to squeeze.
Yep, anytime there's errors or there's something erratic in the field or arguments. Especially, you get an umpire, you get a manager arguing. Javi Lopez did a good job of delaying this. Escobar didn't even give him a look. And if you're Walt Weiss, all you want to do is make sure that it's fair.
So it's a 4-run inning for Atlanta. Weiss given credit for a sacrifice there and an RBI. 2 outs, base is empty, 4 runs in. And here is Otis Nixon, an infield hit in the first. And he might have another one here. Charging it is Fernandez. He can't get the ball out of his glove. Twice, Otis Nixon has picked up infield hits on this turf.
Well, I think I'm going to go down and check with Bobby Cox for some lottery numbers, right? Because he had a hunch.
Pulled every right string today, hasn't he?
And he had a hunch here. Fernandez is the only guy with a chance, and then he gets bumped by the shortstop. It's been a forgettable inning for Tony Fernandez, too.
The batter will be Brett Boone, struck out in the first. Braves now with 5 hits. Escobar must be wondering right now, what next? 1 ball, no strikes.
He tried to overthrow that one just a little bit, too. This is the time, if Otis Nixon wants to steal, he can, because with all that's gone on, Escobar is thinking all pitching. I'd be surprised if he threw over this time, unless somebody reminds him. Because he's got to be worried about getting people out, not keeping people on first.
And he's behind now, 2-0 on Brett Boone. Boone, the 8th Brave to bat here in the second. Two men out. Up and in, 3-0. Chipper Jones waiting on deck. They're getting his fastball at about 96 miles an hour. He throws hard.
And this organization has all pitchers that throw heavy fastballs, too.
There's a strike, 3-1.
They don't throw the light, lively ones that are up in the strike zone. They usually throw belt high down, sinking fastball. That was Gord Ash, the general manager, and Dave Stewart, the assistant GM. High in the air to left field. Fairly deep. Stewart and Cruz coming over. It's Cruz cutting in front of Stewart to make the catch. And the inning comes to an end, but not until the Braves score 4. We go to the bottom half of inning 2. 4-0 Atlanta.
Hey, Jeff, what you doing?
Just finding the pitch.
Well, there's David Wells. He made a phone call after the game yesterday. He called Yankee Stadium to talk to his former teammate David Cone, who entered the record books with a perfect game against the Montreal Expos. And how ironic, Don, that it came on Yogi Berra Day when Don Larson threw out the first pitch.
And Yogi Berra caught it using Joe Girardi's mitt. Scott Brosius caught the final out of the World Series, the final out of a perfect game. And a great day for a guy who really doesn't get as much credit for being as good a pitcher as he is, a big game pitcher. And our congratulations go to David Cone. What a great outing, 88 pitches. Now Bruce Chen going to work on Carlos Delgado, pops him up, first pitch. Lopez, lots of room, one away. These are the kinds of innings that managers and pitching coaches really watch a young pitcher. You've just gone out and gotten 4 runs. Oh, Dallas Perez has had this problem. You get some runs for him, and then he'll come back out and give those runs right back. Ball 1, ball 2, ball 3. So what Bobby Cox and Leo Mazzoni want to see right here is Bruce Chen stay aggressive, go right after these guys. He's got a 4-run lead, get the offense back up there again. Here's Tony Fernandez now, 368 with 5 homers, 2 for 4 yesterday. He had 2 at-bats against Kevin Millwood yesterday that may have been the difference in that game. Took Millwood 24 pitches in those 2 at-bats. Fernandez struck out on one of them and doubled on another. 15 or 20% of Kevin Millwood's pitch total to those 2 at-bats. Here's the 0-1. Got it by him upstairs, 0-2. You won't find Kevin Millwood too far away from one of the textbooks on pitching during a game, either there or near Tom Glavine. One ball, 2 strikes. On the ground, 2 big hops to third. Chipper Jones across to first for out number 2. 5 in a row set down now by Chen. And the batter will be Tony Batista. Encouraging first 2 hitters. It's almost like the attitude he's taking is, okay, here's the first pitch. It's yours. If you don't do something with it, then here come my pitches. But he's been getting strike 1 on a fastball, outer half, a little above the belt. Batista 0 for 4 in yesterday's game, hitting .259 for the year, 10 homers. 10 homers here. He had 5 homers over at Arizona, so he's hit 15 home runs this year. That unique batting style. Do not try this at home, folks. 0-1. A poster child for the American Chiropractic Society. Nothing in 2. Chen's having good success with that fastball upstairs. And he's getting just a couple of miles an hour more velocity today, according to their gun, than we're used to seeing out of him. Look at this. Where would you possibly learn a stance like that? 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cartoon show? He generates some bat head speed, as the 15 home runs will prove. And Toronto has really been pleased with his defensive play. They knew they thought they had something special offensively, but they've been pleased with his defense. He's out of there on strikes. That's the 3rd strikeout for Chen. Another 1-2-3 inning, 4-0 as we head to the 3rd.
Extreme stress. Serious.
Western Whopper with melted cheddar cheese, crispy bacon, and tangy bullseye barbecue sauce. Go wild.
Gordon!
Go west. Go to Burger King. When you have it your way, it just tastes better.
It's 4-0 Braves, top of the third inning. Still a lot of baseball left on this road trip. One more game here against the Blue Jays, and 2 down in Miami against the Marlins, and in the Phillies for 4 over the weekend. And the starting pitcher for that first game down against the Marlins is going to be Greg Maddux. And according to ESPN, Greg Maddux, Friday was a week ago, had laser surgery on his eyes and has had a good outing and a shaky outing since it. We don't have confirmation of that, but if we get it, we'll pass it along to you.
And it'll be Chipper Jones leading off here in the third. He struck out his first time up against Escobar. It's the first pitch in the air to left. Stewart had him played perfectly in about 2 steps now, but the catch one gone. 1 pitch, 1 out in the third. That'll bring up Brian Jordan, who got the 4-run second inning started with a single to center, extending his hitting streak to 6 games. 2 of the runs earned, 2 of the runs unearned in that 4-run second. Upstairs to Jordan, ball 1. Into right field, broken bat's going to be foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. That cost Brian a piece of lumber, the meat end of the bat, all the way down to the third base coaching box.
And that might have been the hit that could have unraveled Escobar if that had dropped in. A perfect pitch, a broken bat. If that had looped in for a double,
Wasn't fouled by much.
doesn't look real happy right now. He's made some good pitches. I mean, if you just tune in now and we put the score up and you see 4-0, you say, well, the Braves jumped on him early. There hasn't been a ball hit hard, and there's been some shoddy play. He's only given up 2 earned runs. He's made a lot of good pitches.
Now a 1-1-2 to Brian Jordan. Missing high, ball 2, 2-1. Two and 2 now on Jordan. Escobar, even though he's only 22 years old, has been playing since 1993. Signed very young. And his initial trip to the major leagues, he went straight from Double-A to Toronto. Then he went back to Triple-A last year for a while before coming up again. Liner into center by Jordan. That's going to fall in for a base hit. He's 2 for 2. Boy, 2 strikes in Brian Jordan. He just tries to hit everything right back through the middle, and he's been successful twice in this game.
I pulled up some stuff on Escobar last night to take a look at it. So many of his hits have come after he's gotten 2 strikes on the hitter, and right-handers are hitting about 40 points higher than left-handers.
Lockhart, a base hit his first time up, takes ball 1. He's the designated hitter tonight. 1 more game with Toronto tomorrow, and that will end the interleague portion of the schedule for Atlanta. I am hearing some rumblings, nothing official yet, but I'm hearing some rumblings that next year's interleague schedule may include teams from different divisions.
I heard that rumor too, and haven't heard confirmation. I don't know how that would work logistically, if it would provide schedule or if it would cause scheduling and travel problems, but
I'd like to see that myself. I think that was the intention of getting interleague play going in the first place, so that fans could see all the clubs in the other league over a 2 or 3 year period.
It was a good trip. Pardon my interrupting your train of thought here, but that was a good trip by Batista there, because Escobar now it looks like a guy who's just getting the ball, grunting and throwing as hard as he can. So a very timely trip. Strike in the outside corner, 3-1. A lot of base runners, isn't it?
141 hits, 47 walks, and 6 hit batsmen.
It's almost 2 base runners an inning. And he's got 2 men on here after the walk to Keith Lockhart. And here comes Mel Queen, their pitching coach.
And what Mel Queen has to say here is, hey, you can't do anything about those others. You keep making good pitches.
Mel Queen had an interesting career. He made it to the major leagues as an outfielder. In 1964 with the Cincinnati Reds, he converted to pitching in 1966 at the major league level and spent 7 more years in the big leagues, 8 more years in baseball as a pitcher. Not very often you see a player make that move after getting to the major leagues. Andrew Jones down on the count 0-1.
Well, Red Adams tried to talk Joe Simpson into thinking about pitching when Joe came up with the Dodgers. I think it was the second time. Joe was playing catch with him one day, broke off a nasty little curveball. He had it over the top. He threw well from the outfield. Good strong arm.
Throwing to first. Oh, boy, almost. You almost saw Rocky Rowe call him out, and he changed his mind mid-call. He had that right arm cocked and ready to raise and changed it.
Good pitch to throw on, out, away. Wow. Keith Lockhart, very lucky. And Rocky Rowe, you know what? I like Rocky Rowe. He's a good umpire, and one of the things you give him credit for, no snap judgments. You saw him wait and wait and wait and then make the call.
Here's the 1-1. Good pitch outside corner at the knees. 1-2 on Andrew.
Yeah, Red Adams went up to Joe one day, and I remember this, and he said, hey, buddy, can I talk you into strapping on a toe plate?
And Andrew down on strikes. Chased a pitch that was probably not a strike. Third strikeout for Escobar, out number 2 in the inning. And that'll bring up Javi Lopez, reached on a fielder's choice. And later scored in the second. One ball, no strikes. As big and blocky as that knee brace looks on Javi Lopez, it is very lightweight.
Probably some more technology we've gotten out of the space program. Strong materials, very light.
Boy, it sure looks uncomfortable,
Yes,
doesn't it?
Oh, my.
There's a look at it.
Very, very light.
1-1 on Lopez. Runners first and second, 2 outs. Into the glove of the shortstop, Batista. Nice play by Batista. Took a base hit away from Lopez. The Braves strand 2 runners. And we go to the bottom of the third. Still 4-0 Atlanta.
You want 'em, we've got 'em.
Let's take our first look at the scoreboard. Compliments of the folks at Office Depot. Despite solo home runs by Martin and Giles, the Dodgers lead Pittsburgh 3-2. Florida is at Boston and has struck first. Detroit taking a early 1-0 lead, make that 2-0 now over Cincinnati. Philadelphia, Scott Rowland has a pair of home runs as they lead Tampa Bay. Montreal visiting New York. They don't want a repeat of yesterday. Nothing doing, bottom of the first. The Mets are at Baltimore. Likewise, no score in the bottom of the first. And you're up to date on the Office Depot scoreboard. For all the news and information, log on to CNNSI.com. It's the ultimate address for sports.
Florida Marlins will be sorry to see interleague play end this year again. They have been a dominant team against the American League in interleague play for each of the 3 years we've had it. They're 10-6 against the American League this year and leading tonight. Here's Jose Cruz leading off the bottom of the third.
.235 with 9 homers, 31 RBIs. 1 for 2 yesterday. Two and nothing.
When you see Chen throw that pitch up and away, especially on a changeup, you'll see him lock against the front side and not get over his front leg.
And he's behind now, 3-0.
He's a guy that pitches around the front leg. He doesn't clear the front side out.
And he missed on 4 straight. First base runner of the game for Toronto. Willis Otunez will be the hitter. Hitting just .216 with 4 home runs. He's the designated hitter. Chen, of course, spent most of this year at Richmond. He was 6-3 down there with a 3.77 earned run average. And he's now missed with 5 in a row.
Sometimes what will happen is, let's say you're in a windup and you make some pitches like that. Going to the stretch automatically alters your mechanics just enough to make the correction. At least that pitch was down, the other 4 were up.
There's the strike. 1-1. We told you about Toronto's speed. They lead the American League in stolen bases. Cruz has stolen 9. Only been caught 3 times.
But the scoreboard will dictate how often you throw over, and that's one there that wasn't necessary. It's 4-0. If he steals second, third, and home, it's 4-1. If you make a mistake to this guy, it's 4-2. So with a lead, the focus should be the hitter, not the base runner.
1-1. High and outside, ball 2. That evens the count, 2-2. Again to first. Nobody out. That's fouled back. It's still 2-2. You can see what we were talking about with Javi Lopez when you watch him. See the way he's standing there, all the weight right now on his left leg. And then watch when he goes into the crouch, he will kind of tilt over on that left leg, take most of the weight over there.
See, the right foot is flat. The left foot now is got the heel in the air, all the pressure on the toes.
Then the throw over again. And instructions from Javi Lopez.
Well, that's one I think if you're the pitcher with a 4-0 lead, you shake that sign off.
There he goes again.
You can shake off 1, 2, and 3, so shake off that one too.
Two. Got him. That's the 4th strikeout for Chen. First out in the bottom half of the 3rd. And it'll bring out the catcher, Mike Matheny, who's in a horrible slump. He's 2 for his last 30. Hitting just .207. A couple of home runs for the former Milwaukee Brewer.
one of the things that Bruce Chen has done well early in this ball game is not repeat himself, not back-to-back-to-back fastballs in the same spot. You can pitch up as long as you work in down and as long as you work in away and in.
Runner going. The pitch is taken low. The throw down. Stolen base by Cruz, his 10th of the year.
Even if he does go and he gets a good jump here, all the throwing over hasn't helped at all. As soon as Chen made the move toward the plate, he's gone. It was a running jump.
So the runner's at second now with one out and a count of 1 ball, no strikes on Matheny. Outside corner, 1-1.
Located his fastball well, except for the 4 wide when he walked Cruz.
Feeney out of the University of Michigan. Inside corner, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
We showed you that graphic on Chen, 5 out of 7. Let me put that in perspective with a couple of other pitchers. 15 out of 19 against Odalis Perez and 14 out of 21 against Greg Maddux. So he's not the only guy that is having to work hard with runners at first base.
2-2 now on the Blue Jays catcher. 4 runs, 6 hits for Atlanta. No runs or hits for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays have made a couple of costly errors, both coming in that 4-run second inning. Out of play right side. It is still 2-2 on Matheny. Runner at second, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The meeting breaks up. Javi Lopez back behind the plate. I bet you that man right there, Bobby Cox, will be delighted the day he gets to the ballpark and there are no injuries, no new injuries to hear about from his trainers.
Yeah, it has been a difficult year for the Braves. It's pretty amazing they are where they are, considering all the people that have either gone down permanently or been injured some of the time. And it's not your 25th player and your 11th pitcher. There have been some of the hosses have been injured.
Full count now, 3-2 on Matheny. And he lost him
on a changeup.
A pair of walks. Runners first and second, 1 out. Back now to the top of the order. And Shannon Stewart, a strikeout victim in the first inning. Be out of play. 0-1 on Stewart.
Now ahead in the count. Changeup is a good pitch here. He might get a ground ball off the bat of Stewart. Possibly get a shot at a double play.
He is really paying a lot of attention to those base runners.
Well, surprised somebody hasn't gone out and reminded him what the score is.
Here's the 0-1. High in the air to left field, fairly deep. Coming over is Andrew Jones. He'll make the catch in left center, and the runners have to stay put. And there are 2 men gone. 2 away, runners first and second for Craig Graybeck, who popped to first his first time up.
Andrew Jones does a lot of things defensively that we like, and one of the things that he does do, though, like on a play like that, Cruz went back to tag and like bluff, but Andrew didn't gun it. Watch how quickly he catches, takes a look, and unloads. 1 hop, easy for everybody to handle. You want to try it, okay, but I'm not going to showcase my arm just for your benefit.
2 gone for Graybeck. Signed as a free agent by the Blue Jays, started his career with the White Sox. 0-1. He's only 5'7", is Graybeck.
Spent some time with the Angels, too, didn't he?
Yes, he did. And the Marlins. Fouled away again, 0-2. .394 for the year now for Graybeck.
He's up to 100 at bat, so that's not a fluky 394.
That just missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Bill Miller almost threw the right hand up on that one.
And that just missed inside. 2-2 now on Graybeck with Sean Green on deck. You'd much prefer facing Green leading off an inning.
And you'd like for this to be the pitch of decision. You go 3-2. That's a running jump for both the base runners.
The 2-2 on the way. Started to go. They'll appeal to first. He didn't go. And it is a full count, 3-2.
Here's your chance to umpire. And the right call by Rocky Rowe.
Runners will be on the move here, 3-2 with 2 outs.
Not really that big a deal for the runner at second, but for the runner at first, it could be the difference in being able to score or not score on a double.
There they go, and the 3-2 is low. He walked in. The base is loaded now for Sean Green. 3 walks in the inning. For a pitcher who really coming up to the Braves organization has been known for having good control.
Everybody has a different philosophy, but I know there are a lot of pitching coaches and a lot of managers who would be giving him a tongue lashing right now at any place else.
Green, the strikeout victim in the first inning, hitting here with the bases loaded, 2 outs in the third. Braves leading it 4-0. Breaking ball for a strike, 0-1 on Green. 1 grand slam home run on his ledger.
Braves have had success with him. Fastballs in and up.
That'll be out of play. And the count 0-2.
And not necessarily right in on the hands, but above the belt, inner half of the plate. Struck him out first time. Up and in.
Here's the 0-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Delgado on deck.
That's a lot of time standing at second, third, or crossing the plate, isn't it?
And the 1-2 on the way. Grounded foul. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Green really handles lefties well. .299 average against left-handed pitching coming into this game.
Did you see the difference in that swing now on that fastball down around the knees and on the swing belt high and above? He just takes it from high to low right down on the ball down, but he doesn't really catch up to that fastball above the belt.
Cruz, Matheny, and Graybeck are your runners with 2 outs. Stays alive, still 1 and 2, and a lot of pitches delivered by Chen in this inning.
When a guy is tardy on your fastball, if you throw him a breaking ball, it has to be in a good spot, because logic dictates if the pitch is slower, the bat is going to travel further, and he's going to catch it out front. So late on the fastball, he's got a chance of being on time on breaking stuff.
Grounded foul again. Still a ball and 2 strikes. I've got 31 pitches for Chen here in this inning, after only throwing 22 in the first 2 innings. The 1-2. Deep to right field. We are tied. All those walks set the table for Shawn Green's second career grand slam. It's 4-4.
He kept missing the fastball, got the breaking ball, and it was just what he wanted.
At his home run number 26, he now has 77 RBIs. It's the first hit allowed by Bruce Chen. And it's a 4-4 game. Carlos Delgado, the batter. He fouled out to the catcher. Strike in the outside corner, literally waiting for the smoke to clear after that grand slam. They shoot off fireworks here at Sky Dome, and all that smoke hovers over the field. The 0-1. Up and in, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the 1-1. 2-1. This has been somewhat painful to watch if you're a Braves fan. A 4-0 lead, and he's been out there walking people. 3 walks. Falling behind in the count here, 2-1. Now it's 2-2. Gary Matthews, the former Brave, serves as the Blue Jays hitting coach. Full count.
Almost half his hits have left the yard.
In the air, left center field and deep. That ball's gone. 5-4 Toronto. Home run number 23 for Carlos Delgado.
RBI number 83. Gary Matthews teaches, start open, close up, drive the ball away from you. That's right out of the textbook. That's some good power the other way. And now the 8th man to bat in the inning, Tony Fernandez. Grounded out to third his first time up. You talked about Green hitting lefties well, Pete. That's the first Blue Jay Grand Slam this year. Green's other Grand Slam came almost a year ago to the day off Mike Stanton. Popped up by Fernandez. Lopez, with all kinds of room, makes the catch, and the inning finally comes to an end, but not before a grand slam by Shawn Green ties it, and a solo shot by Carlos Delgado puts the Blue Jays ahead 5-4.
Why do I have Aflac insurance on top of my regular health insurance? Because he...
Game 5-4 as we head to the top of the 4th. It's time for our Aflac trivia question. Which two Blue Jays players are represented on the Wall of Fame in the Sky Dome? Think about it, and we'll get back to the answer. By the way, the 5th time that the Blue Jays have gone back-to-back, it's the 3rd time that Green and Delgado have hit back-to-back home runs.
And a long discussion with all the talking being done by Leo Mazzoni in the corner of the Braves dugout after that 5-run outburst against Bruce Chen. It'll be Randall Simon leading off in the 4th inning, then Walt Weiss, and then back to the top of the order, and Otis Nixon. Well, all of a sudden, Calvin Escobar, who was struggling over the first 3 innings, now pitching with a 1-run lead.
Well, he was the woe-is-me pitcher for the first 3 innings, and now all of a sudden it's over on the other side. And the same thing now is true from his dugout. Okay, kid, here's your lead. Let's see some strikes. Get us back in there and let us swing some more.
Randall Simon grounded out to first his first time up. Ball 1. It's even 1 ball, 1 strike. You saw that shot of Pat Corrales, the Braves bench coach in the dugout a minute ago. He decided to come to the ballpark early today, get all the work done early, make out the lineup, all the reserves, the lineup card, got it all done. Bobby Cox came up to him and said, Ryan's not going to be able to play. Had to do the whole thing over.
And he doesn't just make out one. He makes a card. He makes out the lineup cards that they have to exchange for the umpires. He had 3 on the table.
Yeah, that card you see on the wall in the dugout where all the players for both sides are listed. Had to do it all again. Did he go? No. 2-2. There's the card we're talking about. He had that all. See how neat he does it?
See those numbers now? That means Simon will lead off the 4th inning, and when it comes now the 5th inning, he'll cross that out at whoever's leading off the 5th. Just a reminder so that you can look there and see, okay, who's up? Never any question as who's hitting.
Might have broken his bat on a fly ball shallow right. Nice play by Graybeck going back. I thought he was going to give away to Shawn Green there. That's usually what you see in a play like that, but Graybeck stayed with it all the way.
Yes, he did, and right there you think he might be in trouble. But when you have, and he just wanted to make sure he wasn't crashed into, but Green gave way right there, conceded it to him. But sometimes that's a kind of defensive play you see. That's why hitters want pitchers to throw strikes after an inning like that, because they want to get the outs and get back in and hit some more.
Walt Weiss, a squeeze bunt, driving in a run. His first time up. Takes a strike, 0-1. He's 0 for 13 now on this trip. Average down to 226 now for the year.
.260 lifetime hitter. He hasn't had a batting average this low since 1992 when he hit only .212 for Oakland. Every year since then, he's been .250 or above. And he's down on strikes here. That's the fourth strikeout for Escobar. 2 men are out. Pretty good Monday night crowd here. A lot of kids on the upper deck. They've got a religious youth convention checked into town today. And a lot of those youngsters in the upper deck. Otis Nixon, 2 singles, 2 infield hits. Takes ball 1. There's the strike in the outside corner, 1-1. Corner again, 1-2. Escobar looks a little more in command of things now, doesn't he? He's got the lead.
Yeah, it's almost like his teammates said, hey, I know we helped you give up 4. Do you mind if we give you 5 back? Now it's your turn again.
Here's the 1-2 to Otis. Struck him out. 5 strikeouts for Escobar. A 1-2-3. Top half of the 4th inning. Still a 1-run Toronto lead.
Hey, Jeff, what you doing?
A reminder of our Aflac trivia questions. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. The 2 Blue Jays represented on the Wall of Fame, 2 of their best. Dave Steve is one, and George Bell is the other. Steve, 175 games that he won for the Blue Jays, 79 through 92, and back last year, remember. And George Bell, 265 homers, 202 when he was in a Blue Jays uniform. A couple of good ones.
Strike 1 to Tony Batista, leading off the bottom of the 4th. Blue Jays up 5-4. Batista struck out his first time. See if Bruce Chen can settle down after 3 walks and 2 home runs allowed in the bottom of the 3rd. Fly ball center, deep. Andrew Jones, plenty of room out there, makes the catch, 1 down. And now Jose Cruz, whose walk got that whole thing started in the 3rd.
Yeah, if you're Bruce Chen, Pete, what you have to do here is forget about last inning. You can't do anything about it. It's a 1-run ball game. That's the same as 1-0. It's the same as 2-1. It's a 1-run ball game, and you're on a ball club that can get that back in a hurry. You just kind of right yourself and go right back getting some outs.
Ball 1 to Cruz. And that missed. 2-0. High in the air, shallow left center. Weiss going back. Andrew Jones coming on. Look out. Almost a collision. Walt Weiss stayed with it.
Looked like Walt Weiss said, I didn't hear you. Apparently not much communication or not very loud. You see Weiss yelling. You could see his mouth open saying something, but I'm not sure if there was anything else going on. I'll tell you what I think happens a lot of times with Andrew Jones. I'll tell you after the pitch.
Otunez struck out his first time.
He's so used to almost catching everything that he just assumes he's going to get it, and I think he assumes that everybody knows he's going to get it, because he does cover a lot of real estate.
Here's the 1-0 to Otunez, and he's even now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Blue Jays got him on waivers from Baltimore. The 1-1. Breaking ball into left field, base hit. Only the 3rd hit by the Blue Jays. And the batter will be Mike Matheny, who also walked in that third inning.
They wait on breaking stuff so well. You can't go a game without throwing it, but I think what they force you to do is make more good pitches with your breaking ball than you have to make with your fastball.
Find a Matheny ball. Remember how many hits off Kevin Millwood yesterday were on breaking balls, and Kevin was saying after the game that he didn't really have good downward movement on his breaking pitches yesterday. Everything was kind of flat. And he said when you throw flat breaking balls to this team, you're going to get hurt.
And he didn't have a good changeup to go to get him off of that.
Still kept the Braves in that one. It was a one-run ball game, won by the Blue Jays 3-2. 1-1 on Matheny. 1-2.
You can't have your great stuff every time out. I think it's what you do with those other games that separates good pitchers from other pitchers. 8 hits. He didn't have his good stuff. 3 runs in 6 innings. Still gave him a chance.
Here's the 1-2. Outside.
By today's definition, 6 innings, 3 runs, a quality start. Probably not according to Warren Spahn, but
the 2-2 pitch. Missed outside, 3-2. Another walk. 4th walk given up by Chen. And 3 of the 4 have been the hitters in the lower third of the order, including 9th place hitter twice, a guy who's 2 for 30. Now it's back to the top of the order. Shannon Stewart has struck out and fly to center. Cruz H had years in the minor leagues where his walk-to-strikeout ratio was about 4 or 5 to 1. 44 walks, 182 strikeouts at Macon in '97. Last year at Greenville, 48 walks, 164 strikeouts. But it's almost as if, Tom, when he gets up to the major league level, he kind of gets away from the way he pitches, like it's
like I have to do something better.
Something better, yes, have to do something more.
And I think doesn't it seem like more with young pitchers coming to the big leagues than with young hitters? That young pitchers think they have to take another step when they've already earned the right to take that step. You don't see young hitters saying, I've got to hit it harder, I've got to hit it longer, I've got to run quicker. Young hitters seem to come up and say, okay, I got here by doing it in the minors, but a lot of young pitchers do have the feeling, or seemingly have the feeling, I got to throw harder, I got to be finer.
The 1-0. Popped it up, foul, back out of play, 1 ball, 1 strike. For Blue Jays, 2 big innings. A 5-run third for Toronto, a 4-run second for Atlanta. And Russ Springer is beginning to loosen up now, the Atlanta bullpen. Here's the 1-1. Popped up. Javi Lopez giving chase back toward the screen, but is going to run out of room. Hey, look at that catch.
Positioned perfectly defensively. Covered a lot of ground.
Guy's taking all the credit, but it was the lady alongside him who had the glove who made the catch.
Perhaps her agent, maybe?
the 1-2. In the air, down the right field line. Long run for Jordan. He can't get to it. That's a fair ball. Altanez scores. Matheny will be stopped at third. RBI double for Shannon Stewart. Makes it 6-4 Toronto. RBI number 47. That's a pretty good RBI total for a leadoff hitter.
Fastball, he wants it down and away, got it up and away. Remember what we were saying before, that when he was pitching well, he wasn't repeating pitches. He wasn't showing him the same pitch 2 or 3 times in a row in the same spot.
Now Graybeck, who has popped to first and walked. This is sort of a repetition of what has plagued Bruce Chen in his earlier starts. He's okay seemingly one time around the order. When he gets to that second time around the batting order that things begin to fall apart somewhat. Bouncing ball, hard hit, but right out of Weiss. Over to first in time, so only the 1-run scores here in the 4th inning, but it's now a 6-4 Toronto lead as we go to the 5th.
At Aaron's, it always costs less. A whole lot less. Take this jump.
On the Superstation, brought to you by the more than 2,700 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. And by the Home Depot, America's home improvement coach.
Going to the top half of the 5th inning, we come back inside Sky Dome for Brett Boone, Chipper Jones, and Brian Jordan to face Kelvin Escobar. Now has a 2-run lead. It's now 6-4. 4 runs, 6 hits for Atlanta. 6 runs, 4 hits for the Blue Jays. Brett Boone 0 for 2. He struck out, fly to center, just 2 for 19 on this road trip. And takes a strike, 0-1.
Got another one of those fastballs above the belt last time, and slight uppercut on it.
The 0-1. Nothing in 2. Little tap back to the mound. Nice play, Escobar. 1 gone. He is settling down. He's now retired 6 in a row.
Well, he looks like a guy who's on cruise control. When he went through that stretch of giving up base hits on good pitches, all of a sudden he started tensing up and grinding and grunting and trying to throw harder. I think the most pivotal thing that's happened to him, sure, the runs, but Batista's visit to the mound seemed to change his whole demeanor.
Chipper Jones 0 for 2. He struck out and fly to the left. A lot of first pitch strikes.
Outer half. Here it is. See what you can do with it.
One and one on Chipper Jones.
That's usually a sign for a sinking fastball. That's what it was. You'll see a straight 1. That's the conventional 4-seam fastball, or if a pitcher only throws 1, that's a fastball. But that kind of fastball, he wants it to sink it down and away from a left-hander. Straight heater.
2-1. Foul back 2-2.
See the difference in the action of those two?
One man out, base is empty. Again, back up the middle. This time it's the shortstop Batista making the play. Didn't get him. Chipper Jones beats it out.
A couple of managers wearing out the hairline, removing hats tonight. Right over the bag, and Batista waited just a second for that ball to come to him. Really didn't plant and throw. He just threw off balance and didn't get a whole lot on it. Watch Chipper get out of the batter's box. He smells a hit, takes a peek, but runs right through the bag. Half step, base hit.
Now Brian Jordan 2 for 2 pair of singles. Breaking ball missed, low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Braves now with 7 hits off Escobar. That'll be out of play. And the count even 1-1 on Brian Jordan. Much bigger swing when he has no strikes or a 1 strike on him than the swing he takes when he gets 2 strikes on him. Both of his hits in this game have come when he's had 2 strikes on him, and they've just been kind of slotted right back up the middle. 2-1. Three balls, 1 strike to Jordan.
Here's where you will see him change that swing and make that first swing you talked about even more aggressive. Look for a pitch that he can hit out of the park.
Well, we'll never know. He walked him. And the Braves starting to make a little noise here in the 5th inning. Runners first and second, 1 out. Only the second walk issued by Escobar. And the batter will be Keith Lockhart, who was singled and walked. Braves down by 2, but they have 2 men on, 1 man out here in the top of the 5th. Strikes. In the air, shallow left center field. Cruz calls off Stewart and puts it away. 2 gone. And that'll bring up Andrew Jones. Starting now in the bullpen for the Blue Jays. Halliday against the throw.
He's only gone 8 innings once this year, has Escobar. Most of the time it's been 6-inning ball games for him.
Two men out, runners first and second. Andrew has doubled and struck out. He scored 1, he has driven in 1. Another one back up the middle. This one will be fielded by Graybeck. A little flip toss to Batista for the force out at second, and Escobar gets out of it, stranding the 2 runners. No, nothing doing for Atlanta in the top half of the 5th inning. Halfway home, Blue Jays up 6-4.
You got feet that sweat for a living, and you get athlete's foot. You got feet that sweat for a living, and you get athlete's foot.
Hello again, everybody. Along with Joe Simpson, Skip Carey with you now. Boy, Bruce Chen has really struggled, huh?
Well, it's a shame because he got off to such a good start. He'd retired the first 6 guys that he had faced and then walked Cruz on 4 straight pitches to start the 3rd inning, and that's what got him in trouble, his bases on balls. He's given up home runs. We've seen that, but his control has left him now, and that's what seems to be a bigger problem.
The arch villain for Toronto tonight, Sean Green, will lead it off. Oh, and 1 the count.
Boy, he got a nice hanging breaking ball, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Good fastball there. He couldn't catch up. Mr. Green becomes a free agent at the end of the year, I understand.
Does he?
Boy, he has picked the perfect year to have a great year.
Well, if that's the case, and he has a representative, I'm sure his representative will have several open lines. Good-looking player. He had a good at-bat before the Grand Slam. He fouled off a few tough pitches.
Fouls that one off as well. It's 1-2.
He doesn't get cheated, and he gets great extension. 6'4" and about a 200-pounder, but boy, does he get the head of the bat out front.
Two balls, two strikes. The outfield shades him just slightly toward left field. He pulled the home run right down the right field line. And a high pop. That's going to reach the seats. Out of play.
I think you might have to rethink that defensive alignment, even with the left-handed pitcher out there, because it doesn't appear that he's trying to do anything but hit the ball to the right side of second base.
Can't be sure, but I think it's Russ Springer again in the Atlanta bullpen.
A lot of signs. Bobby finally landed on the right one, a breaking ball.
It is Springer in the pen. Payoff pitch. Jammed him, popped him up. That should be easy. Randall Simon in fair territory, has it? One.
Well, look at Green hustle, too. If that ball dropped, he was going to be on second base.
Delgado, the batter. That's always made sense to me, Joe. If you pop a ball up, you're mad at yourself. Rather than putting your head down and jogging and then going back to the dugout and breaking your bat and smashing the water cooler, why not just run hard and get the frustration out there? It might pay off for you.
Somewhere along the line, it would pay off for you if the ball is going to drop one of those days.
Here's Carlos Delgado. He, too, has homered. A solo shot to left center. He has also fouled to the catcher. 0-1 the count.
Where Green's swing is a little bit longer than Delgado's, it's certainly a quick swing, gets the head of the bat out there. Delgado's swing is much shorter and stronger. Strikes out a little more.
Yeah, with a short swing like that, that's a bit of a surprise.
But he's a little more aggressive. I think he's just got a huge strike zone and pretty much hacks at whatever you throw up there. A little Randall Simon-like.
A ball and a strike to count. Final game of the series tomorrow night. Tom Glavine against Chris Carpenter, not the former Georgia football and baseball player. Delgado looked bad on that one. 1-2. He's hitting only .255. He's going to strike out probably over 150 times, but he's going to drive in a ton of runs. Two down.
Good pitch by Chin to keep it in on his fifth.
This doesn't seem fair. Look over next door. There's a cocktail party going on, and we can't get in.
What a shame.
Tony Fernandez, the batter. Swung late, popped it back, 0-1.
Bruce says, with the exception of a couple of breaking balls he threw to Green, has used his fastball more this inning, and it's been pretty effective. Nobody's getting around on it, nor did they in the first couple of innings.
Well, that CN tower is an amazing thing, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Fly ball left field. That should be easy. Nixon misjudged it, but now he's there. And the inning is over. The thing is taller than a pigeon's posterior on a basketball goal. The end of 5, your score, 6-4 Blue Jays.
The Superstation proudly introduces the Chimp Crew.
Well, as we go to the top of the 6th inning, we take a look at the Budweiser game summary, which can be summed up in 2 swings of the bat. A grand slam home run by Sean Green, and then an opposite field back-to-back job there by Carlos Delgado, and that's what gave the Blue Jays the lead. They've added to it. They got another run in the 4th inning, and they lead it 6-4. Bruce Chen had a good first couple of innings, but then he ran into that trouble in the 3rd inning because 3 walks preceded the home run by Sean Green. Braves put a 4 spot on the board in the 2nd. Part of the damage on a double by Andrew Jones. That's your Budweiser game summary.
And Javi Lopez leads off here in the 6th. 1 ball, no strikes. Braves led 4-0. Frustratingly enough. Javi is 0 for 2. He has scored a run. As hard as this guy throws, how can he have an earned run average of 6? And how can the league or leagues be hitting .311 against him?
He's had some control troubles, too. 47 walks and 100 innings coming into play tonight.
There's a good pitch. And he had given up 130 hits and 101 2/3 innings. He's given up 7 here tonight.
Well, to be honest with you, in that 4-run 2nd inning, there were some little bloops and some CNI hits that hurt him. A couple of good signs, though, from Javi when he was running the bases that inning, and actually scored on a squeeze play to cap the scoring and had to slide at home plate and did that just fine.
Two pitch. Full now, 3-2.
Escobar was showing some theatrics in the 1st inning when he struck out a couple of guys. That all changed in the 2nd when he gave up 4 runs. He struck out Andrew in the 3rd inning without the theatrics. He got the lead back. Suddenly he's spinning and pumping his fist again.
Sharply hit. Fernandez. Good play. Got it. Tony Fernandez range to his right to throw out Javier Lopez. 1 down.
Tony's always made that throw, little sidearm submarine throw, even when he used to play shortstop. So this was a natural effort for him, and had enough on it to get Javi, who's not running quite as well as he was. Braves do have 3 infield hits tonight, though.
Here's Randall Simon, takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Kansas City's jumped on the Cubs 4-1 in the 2nd. Cardinals 2-0 over Minnesota in the 3rd.
Scott Rowland's having another good night.
He's hit 2 more?
2 last night, 2 tonight, and that was
24.
Only in the 3rd inning.
Randall has cooled off a little bit with the War Club. Reback has it. Plenty of time, 2 out. The Braves have had only 1 hit since the 3rd inning. Walt Weiss, the batter.
2 guys in the order that have got to pick it up and who have been working to do so, but no results in recent days, and that's Walt and Brett Boone. And when they were back-to-back in the top of the order, that was a problem because nobody was getting on base.
Yeah, I looked it up tonight. The way I've got it figured, Brett Boone has driven in 13 runs since May 30th, I think.
both struggling. Walt has an RBI tonight on the suicide squeeze.
That was sort of a shaky strike, but no argument from Weiss. Count is 1-1.
Been 4 for his last 46.
I'm almost to the point where I think we should get somebody out there for Toronto with a good earned run average. Maybe we can beat them.
That's the truth.
Joey Hamilton almost 9. This guy almost 6, and they're killing. Two and two, the count.
Sure like this guy's arm, though. He can rush it up there.
He's out of Caracas, Venezuela. Speaking of Venezuela, I always enjoyed talking to Ozzie Guillen, and he was in the lobby this afternoon. Told me last year at the end of the year he left from those docks right by where our hotel is in Fort Lauderdale. 13 days in his 50-foot boat to get to Caracas. Weiss out on strikes for the second time in the game. That is unusual. 6 strikeouts for Escobar. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Toronto leads at 6-4.
Still a 2-run lead for Toronto as we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Current points leader Dale Jarrett will take on defending race champion Jeff Gordon in the best of the NASCAR circuit at the tricky tri-oval called Pocono. The Pennsylvania 500 is July 25th, and it's only on the Superstation.
Okay, Joe, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. July 25th would be next Sunday in Philadelphia when the Braves will be on the semi-far-flung Braves network.
End of the road trip. It'll be a big series for Philadelphia the way they're playing.
Yes, it will.
Probably pointing toward that 4-game weekend series.
Over the inside corner, Batista didn't think too much of that. 0-2 the count. He has struck out and flied to center. Low and away, a ball and 2 strikes. Number 101 coming up for Chen.
He must have thought that 3rd inning lasted forever. It actually did last 25 minutes. When he walked 3 batters, gave up the 2 home runs.
High pop down the left side. Chipper backs up. He's got it in foul territory. 1 down. Well, we were talking on radio, Joe. He's a nice young man, and the chances are very good he's going to be an excellent major league pitcher. But when you have a 4-run lead and you walk the bases loaded, you're sort of asking for it, and you go what you deserve.
Absolutely. And he knows that. I think the thing that Bruce is trying to concern himself with the most is getting the ball down. He continues to make mistakes above the belt, and at this level, you can't get away with it.
That's upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes.
And by and large, most umpires, if a batter doesn't let you know about it, the umpire will not give you that pitch for a strike anyway.
Pop foul back and out of play. 1 out here, bottom of the 6th. Same 2 teams tomorrow night. Tom Glavine against Chris Carpenter. Then we head on down to Florida. Greg Maddux against Dennis Springer. We will not televise that game for you on Wednesday night. Fouled away again. And then on Thursday, it's Odalis Perez against Alex Fernandez. And that will be on the Braves network, and then we'll have, boy, is this chopped up. Struck him out, 2 down. We'll have the Friday and Saturday games from Philadelphia, the doubleheader on Friday, which starts at 5:05, and the Saturday night game on TBS, and then Sunday on the Braves network. And back on TBS Monday when we're home against Milwaukee. Willis Otañez, the batter. Sharply hit, but right at Weiss. He's got it. And Chen breezes through another inning. If he could just do away with the third, he'd have a heck of a ball game going. But that one counts 2, and at the end of 6. 6-4 Toronto.
Well, I live out.
Sponsor of the Major League Baseball All-Century Team.
Braves Baseball on the Superstation, brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by MasterCard, proud sponsor of Major League Baseball and fan of the great American pastime.
We go to the 7th inning. Otis Nixon will lead things off. A lot of youngsters here at the ballpark. Most of them are staying at our hotel, it appears. It's a church convention of some kind. And the elevators are rocking and rolling at the old hotel.
They just stopped off at the hotel long enough to throw all their bags in the elevators before they came to the game.
Pitch to Otis is a strike. He's had a good night, 2 out of 3. I believe this is his first start since May 30th. And he's responded well. Not with that swing, however. He's 0-2. 2 infield hits and a strikeout. Once he got the lead back, Escobar has settled down and tended to business here. Strike 3 called, outside corner. Nixon out of there on 3 pitches. Strikeout number 7. And here's Brett Boone. He is fighting it. 0 for 3 tonight.
And Escobar's thrown him some high fastballs tonight that have resulted in outs.
Out of play, 0-1.
Struck him out with a good hook, though, in the first inning, and Brett knew it. It was, with his fastball, clocked in the mid-90s tonight, and that one was 94. That curveball is a very effective off-speed weapon for him when he throws it for strikes.
I don't know when the last time is he's been ahead in a count. He last walked on the 15th in New York. Seems like he's always 1-2. But this time he's 2-1.
Maybe he can get a good fastball to hit here that he can get around on.
Not exactly. 2 out.
That was a fastball away, Skip. But when you're looking to pull, now watch where Matheny's glove is. This ball looked like it was coming back to the plate, and Brett had his mind made up. He was going to get a fastball, got it, but everything's still kind of pulling away from the plate, and he was reaching for the ball and chased a bad one.
Chipper Jones bats with 2 out, nobody on.
Out Don Baylor for a little consoling.
Well hit into right center field. On the run is Cruz. He cannot get there. It bounces over the wall, and it is a double. But it comes with 2 out. Chipper's second hit of the night. Frustrating thing about this game is the Braves are out hitting them.
Yeah, they've only got 4 hits. But 2 have left the ballpark, and I thought this one had a chance when he left the bat. But he hit it to the deepest part of the park, and it bounced out.
Brian Jordan has a perfect night, 2 hits and a walk. Paul Quantrill and Graham Lloyd are in the bullpen for Toronto.
Right man in the right spot, needing a 2-out RBI.
Two and 0 the count.
Blue Jays coaches were bragging on Brian Jordan and his instincts running the bases yesterday, going first to third on a hit, trying to score from second on that ground ball, and I think everybody in the ballpark knew he was safe, but they were very appreciative of his efforts and how he was playing the game.
3-0 the count. Keith Lockhart due next.
Very, very consistent all year long and has 77 RBIs total.
There's a strike right through there. It's 3-1. 4-8-0 for Atlanta. 6-4-2 for Toronto. And half the Braves' runs are unearned in this game. He walked him. 2 on, 1 out. The tying runs are aboard. Now Jim Fregosi has some thinking to do. All this, what has happened with 2 out.
Well, this happened with 1 out in the 5th inning when Chipper got the infield hit. Jordan walked, but Lockhart popped up. Andrew hit into a forced play, and Escobar was off the hook.
Mel Queen gets off the phone with the bullpen. He's their pitching coach here. There's a strike, fastball over the outside corner.
Good job by Escobar there to come right back and get ahead in the count.
Lockhart has singled, walked, and flied to center. He has scored a run. 0-2. It's so much easier to pitch in this spot than it is 2-0. All the pressure now is on the hitter.
Well, and he doesn't have to worry about aiming the ball. He can just let it go with a lot more confidence, not worried about having to throw a strike, maybe leading Keith Lockhart like he did to Boone, get him to chase a pitch off the plate.
Line into short center field. It's in for a hit. Runner around third. The throw will be into second, and the Braves move to within a run. Lockhart drives in a run with another soft base hit, a little looper, but the Braves will take it, and it's 6-5.
Well,
Jordan never hesitated. He's at third.
Now with 2 outs, boy, he was on the move. That's a little bit like the Braves got to Escobar in the 2nd inning with a seeing eye hit and a couple of flares, and then a double by Andrew. This one's a broken bat. Flare to center, and it counts, and it looks like it's going to knock Escobar out of the ball game.
Yeah, it is. Jim Fregosi has already gestured. I'm sure it's the right-hander Quantrill who will come into the game. So Jim Fregosi makes the Bell South call to the bullpen.
Well, I live out here on a little old farm. I got a pickup.
.59 earned run average. He's been with the Red Sox, the Phillies, and Toronto.
Andrew likes to jump on the first pitch when they bring in a reliever to pitch to him. Let's see if he's ready to go here with Quantrill on this pitch.
He's 1 for 3. He's driven in a run, and he scored one. High and outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Just as well. Nowhere near, no reason to offer.
Right in there, 1-1.
Interesting that Andrew started the game wearing a different pair of shoes. He had some pretty bright shoes on at the start of the game tonight, but he has changed, gone back to some more traditional spikes. I wonder if the others were some sort of turf shoe that he didn't like.
2 balls and a strike.
Quantrill has a fastball that he tries to sink down and into the right-handed hitters and away from the lefties. Got a curveball and a slider.
Check swing. That one got McLeany. 2-2 the count. Bill Miller, the home plate umpire, checks the baseball.
Pretty good fastball. I think it caught Andrew a little off guard. Either that or he got caught looking for something else. I'll be surprised if he gets another fastball here.
The 2-2 pitch. Here we go. Just missed with what looked like a fastball outside.
Yeah, it was. Good tailing fastball. Percosi thought it was pretty good, too. This looked like a pretty good pitch, folks. A little off the plate, but in the vicinity. Good eye by Andrew.
Lockhart will go from first. 3-2 pitch. Way outside. They're loaded for Javi Lopez. So he went to 2-2 and then lost him. That loads the bases. Javi is hitless tonight. He's hit the ball hard a couple of times.
They stay with a fastball here. They might get out of this inning still with the lead, but if they go to breaking stuff on Javi, watch out.
Strike, fastball. Right through there, 0-1.
And Javi didn't even offer at it. He's looking for that breaking ball, that off-speed pitch, maybe for something he can drive into right center.
Bases loaded, 2 out. 1-1. It's a 6-5 Toronto game. Took a shot at right field, but he's in the hole, 1-2.
Now he's got to look for the fastball and adjust. Quantrill's been working him away. He pitched Andrew Jones away, trying to get that fastball to come back over the outside part of the plate. And Javi right now has to essentially give up the inside third of the plate and just try to fight off anything that's inside, and that's where they're going.
Off his thumbs, foul.
And he did all he's supposed to do there. And all he could do, really. That ball was really biting in on his hands. Both managers finding it a little hard to sit down right now.
One and two, the count. Fouls it back again. Still 1-2. He had a better swing at that one.
Yeah, but still, it was just a ball that was right in on his thumbs. That's not where Matheny wanted the pitch. Look at him set up outside, and the pitch went up and in. But Javi's doing a great job of just fighting off some 92-mile-an-hour fastballs. That's not easy.
Quantrill again ready. That was away from him. He fouled it off to the right.
big runs out there for a guy who is a good clutch hitter.
Quantrill steps back off the mound, wants to do some thinking. It's a guessing game now.
He's doing what he can do is fight off that fastball. Quantrill hasn't changed from that either.
Swung line, center field, base hit. One run is in. Here comes Lockhart. The throw's going to be toward third, and the Braves have the lead, and what a job by Javi Lopez. He hit the daylights out of that ball like he so often does, with 2 strikes in the clutch up the middle, in the left center.
See what the pitch was? Quantrill decided to go to a breaking ball and looked like a slider or something that was just spinning up there, and stayed right in the middle of the plate, and with that inside-out swing, Javi was all over it. Watch this. Breaking ball out over the plate, and Javi goes down and get it, and you can already see the expression on Quantrill's face. That was a great at-bat, and Javi had him almost from the get-go like he knew what was coming every pitch.
That'll do it for Quantrill. We'll be back right after this.
When I roll into the
Big Graham Lloyd from down Australia way comes in with runners at first and second. And 2 out, and he will face Brian Hunter, who's going to be up there pinch hitting for Randall Simon. Lloyd came over from the Yankees, where he pitched very effectively against us in the '96 World Series. This year, he is 5-3 at 2.91 earned run average, 3 saves. Great big guy, about 6'7 and a half. And he gets ready to go to work.
I'll show you that pitch one more time to Javi. If it wasn't a breaking ball, it might have been a changeup. But it was an off-speed pitch nonetheless. And Javi, who had been fighting off inside pitches and high and away fastballs, still had an inside-out swing working, and it paid off for him.
Well, let's get a few more here.
Had it covered.
Brian check swing, no swing. 1 ball, no strikes. Rocky Rowe made the call from first base. Lloyd again ready. Swung and popped up. On the infield, that should be easy. Batista's there, he's got it. And the inning is over, but not before the Braves come off the deck and take the lead with 3 runs. They get them on 3 hits. No errors were charged, and a couple of runners were left. We go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Braves on top by 1.
5 games per week during the rest of the 99 regular season. You'll pay only $99, but you'll want to move fast because time is running out.
Fans, there are 11 different polo shirts in the Braves Clubhouse Collection catalog, and we're sure there's a style there for you. You can order your Braves catalog today by calling 1-800-433-BRAVES or stop by the Braves Clubhouse stores in Atlanta at CNN Center in downtown Atlanta or North Point Mall in Alpharetta.
Kevin McGlinchey is on to pitch as we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning, and Brian Hunter stays in the game, of course, to play first base. Matheny will lead things off. He has walked twice and scored twice.
And Bruce Chen could pick up a win.
He went 6, 4 hits, 6 runs earned, 4 walks. That was the killer. 5 strikeouts, 2 home runs, 1 a grand slam. And the first pitch to Matheny is right under his chinny chin chin. 1 ball, no strikes.
4 hits allowed by Bruce, but 2 of them left the ballpark. He can cut down on the home runs and the walks. He should be in good shape.
A weak hack from Matheny, and the count goes to 1-1.
Sounds like a pretty easy ingredient, doesn't it? No walks, no homers. Got a pretty good shot then.
Yeah. Lined into left field. Otis hit. Has one out. He lost that baby in the lights at the last second. But he caught it one away. A little shaky, but we'll take it.
Yeah. Woo. You don't have to mess with those lights when you play center field. And oh my goodness. How about that play that Ricky Leday made in the 9th inning yesterday?
Wow.
In the perfect game for David Cone. Talk about scary.
Paul O'Neill made a good play earlier in that game. And so did Chuck Knobloch, and a really good throw. Shannon Stewart, the batter, looks at a strike, 0-1.
Here's that play in the 9th inning off the bat of Ryan McGuire. Perfect game going. There's one out in the 9th, and he hung on.
That's a good thing he did. Into right center. Can he do it again? Yeah. Kevin, oh buddy, you're not exactly fooling him here, but you got 2 out.
Shannon Stewart got to first base and looked at Lloyd Mosby like, he caught that ball? Fastball out over the plate. Andrew, with a good angle there from that camera angle, you can see got a great jump off the crack of the bat.
Leo Mazzoni on his way to the mound, probably to mention to Kevin, you got 2 outs here, but it hasn't been pretty.
Watch again from low home how soon Andrew reacts to this ball off the bat. It hadn't even gotten past the mound when he was already moving.
And that's how you make that play. If you don't get that kind of jump, you chase it to the wall. Well, I saw Grissom in his prime and Nixon in his prime. This guy's the best center fielder I've seen.
He's the best I've seen, and I saw Griffey when he broke in, too.
That's a heck of a compliment. Comes as no surprise that Rudy Cianez is throwing in the bullpen. And by the way, congratulations to Greg Maddux. He had his eyes surgically corrected a week or so ago, huh?
It was news to me tonight.
Me too. It was even news to our PR man, Jim Schultz.
Trying to figure out if there was if it was supposed to be some secret or if it was just the fact that nobody bothered to tell anyone else.
3 balls, no strikes. Sean Green is next. Let's throw some strikes to this guy. They walked him on 4 straight. Can you believe that? Green has 23 home runs and 77 RBIs, and now you put him at the plate representing the go-ahead run. And we're going to get a pinch runner here for Greenbeck. Is that Homer Bush?
Yes, it is.
So Bush stands at first. He has good speed.
20 stolen bases, I think.
Right you are, Joe Simpson.
He's only been caught 2 times.
I doubt that he'll take the bat out of Sean Green's hand, but he could.
He might if the count went to 0-2 or 1-2, where you think, well, let's give Sean another run at him and get him up there to lead off the inning. But he also represents the go-ahead run. A 2-run homer is better than a solo shot.
Bush dives back to the bag.
He has worn out some off-speed stuff the last couple of days. Let's see if McGlinchey uses that good fastball.
Bush has 1 foot on the carpet. Oh, and 1 the count. Green didn't like it.
Let's take a look. low.
Yeah, it sure did. But Bill Miller's the only one who counts here. And he's the home plate umpire. 31,064 the attendance here.
Threw it away.
Wow. Now the runner is at third with 2 outs. That's an error on the pitcher.
That was a different move for Kevin. He didn't come set. It was all in one motion when he was going into his delivery there, and he wasn't even close. Almost got Rocky Road.
Brian Hunter had absolutely no chance.
Javi Lopez just looked at Kevin McGlinchey and said, "Are you sure?" So whatever it was that Javi wanted to know. He wasn't sure himself, but got it straight with McGlinchey.
That changes things around a little bit. An infield hit, wild pitch, fast ball, infield air, all get a run home. A balk gets a run home. None of that happens from first. Into the dirt.
Nice stop.
CNN's in the Atlanta bullpen.
I would still prefer to see McGlinchey if he's going to give up a hit now that ties the game. I'd rather see him give it up with his best pitch and see if Sean Green can catch up to it. And here it comes.
Ground ball. Hunter's got it. Pitcher covers. Inning's over. So all that comes to nothing. No hits, no runs. 1 air, 1 left. At the end of 7, your score. Braves 7, Blue Jays 6.
Why do I offer my employees?
On the Delta scoreboard, the Dodgers have hit 4 home runs tonight, and they're pounding the Pirates. Florida has taken an early lead over Boston and making it stand up. Detroit and Cincinnati going at it. Close game in the 7th inning. Tampa Bay suffering at the hands of Philadelphia. The Phillies have 2 home runs from Scott Rowland. McGriff has hit 1 for Tampa Bay. Montreal leading the Yanks in the 7th inning. Mets on top of Baltimore. Houston leading Cleveland 2-0 behind Chris Holt. Also, Milwaukee leading the White Sox 5-4. Kansas City got 4 in the first in their ball game. St. Louis 6 in the 3rd inning. Tatis has hit 2 homers. San Francisco beating Texas 3-2. Barry Bonds is homer there.
And Graham Lloyd deals a strike to Walt Weiss.
And you can log on to CNNSI for all the latest scores and news from around the diamond. That's CNNSI.com, the ultimate address for sports.
Outside to Walt. He has struck out twice and squeezed home a run. There's Homer Bush, the new second baseman. Well, Walt is just fighting it.
When you get on that rocking horse where you're swinging at bad fastballs and taking good pitches, well, that wasn't one of them. Sometimes it just seems like no matter what they throw up there, you're kind of backwards. Nothing's working.
Gerald Williams on deck to hit for Otis. Chopped foul. John Frascatori in the bullpen. Former Cardinal, former Arizona player for Toronto. We are in the 8th. Braves by 1. It hit him.
Ouch.
Right on top of the foot, looked like. And Weiss trots down to first with nobody out. Tough way to get on, but
at this point, Walt doesn't care how he gets there. I'm sure he would have rather had a base hit there, but that counts. Braves need the runs.
Gerald Williams comes up to hit
Lloyd pitched so well against the Braves in the World Series in '96. He appeared in 4 of the 6 games, picked up a win in 1 of them. 2 2/3 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, and struck out 4.
Gerald shortened a bunt, took it low. 1 ball, no strikes. Gerald's strongest suit is not sacrificing. He's not a bad bunter when he's bunting for a hit, but he has trouble sacrificing.
It's because he doesn't square around and give himself up. He's still moving in the box, almost like he's trying to get a base hit. And there he did. Tried to give himself up, but still fouled it off. That's the first time I think I've seen him do that.
1-1 the count.
He wasn't running like bunting for a hit. Got the bat a little bit too close to his body, kind of punched at it. Got to get it out in front.
Throw to first, chases Weiss back. In his last 14 trips as a pinch hitter, Gerald 0 for 13 with a walk. He's hacking, but he takes outside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
It's a good position to be in now. They knew you were trying to bunt. They're not sure what to do now.
Do you send Walt Weiss on 2-1? No. 3 balls and a strike. That'd be all right. The walk would be just lovely.
Quantrill came in out of the bullpen and walked the first batter he faced. That led to the base hit by Javi.
Ground ball to third. Good. Play out. A bang-bang play, but Fernandez got him again. Falling away, made a good throw. So Williams is at first with 1 out.
Made it look easy, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Again, a little submarine fire over there to second base and on the money. That was a tough hop he handled, too, off that dirt. Got a faster runner at first base, too. So Gerald's running.
Boy, that's close. He just did get back.
He was going to. He had a walking lead, and he already gotten out on the carpet and realized that the big left-hander was coming to first and still had time to get back standing up. Yikes.
Again, the throw to first, runner back. By the way, Geronimo Baroa, who played for the Braves in '89 and '90, is back here with Toronto on their disabled list after a really good career as a part-time outfielder in the American League. Strike call to Boone.
Try to take one through that hole on the right side there, Brett.
A little bit outside. A ball and a strike.
Generally speaking, to right-handers, Lloyd, he'll throw that breaking ball down and in like he did to Walt Weiss that hit Walt in the foot. Most everything else is away.
Line down the right field line, but foul.
Good try. He was trying to go that way. Even here, though, I don't think you have to concern yourself with Lloyd throwing a fastball by you. If you take an inside-out approach, you still might be able to fight one off, and on this turf, hit it into right field.
Throw to first, runner back easily. Rudy Cianez about to make his 43rd appearance of the year for Atlanta. It would appear he's throwing in the bullpen. Breaking ball got him. Brett's 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts.
Straight changeup, too. Good pitch, had him way out on his front foot. But the good example there, watch his hips. They're already open before the bat starts to come through. He was trying to keep his hands back the best he could, but when you've already opened up your hips, that's almost impossible, especially on an off-speed pitch. And it resulted in the strikeout.
It's a lonely feeling when you're
boy.
struggling. Here's Chipper.
Only a guy or two that might get to the park earlier every day than Brett Boone, too. He's working real hard on this, getting a lot of help from Don Baylor. A little encouragement there from Bobby Cox.
You know, that's the thing. Fans, announcers, writers, whoever. Sometimes you lose sight of the fact that nobody feels worse about it than the guy that's going through it. Fly ball into right field should be easy. Green is there, and the inning is over. Now the leadoff hit batsman comes to absolutely nothing. No hits, no runs, no errors, one left. We go to the bottom half of the 8th inning with your score. Braves 7, Blue Jays 6.
You got feet to sweat for a living.
Extreme stress, serial heat. No one can break down a motor oil faster than a police force. That's why police forces around the country use Castrol GTX, the only leading 10W30 that provides maximum protection against both viscosity and thermal breakdown. Because some people have more important things to worry about than motor oil. Castrol GTX. Drive hard. And try Castrol Syntec Blend for added synthetic protection.
Superior Bank helps homeowners who help themselves.
With Superior, we saved about $800 a month.
We saved over $1,000 a month.
Now we have 8 fewer payments to make each month, and it feels great.
It is much easier to make one payment than to make 5.
I was able to cut my payments by a third.
We called other lenders,
but we chose Superior. Even if you're a homeowner who's been turned down before, call Superior Direct at 1-888-678-7777.
You got feet to sweat for a living, and you get athlete's foot. Smart guys know comfort comes in yellow. New improved Desinex powder, it gets rid of the fungus and absorbs twice as much moisture as Tenactin. Desinex soothes while it cures for comfortable feet.
It's been a good ball game. The Braves lead by 1 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. And you'll want to stay with TBS after the game as military misfits attempt a deadly World War II mission in the Devil's Brigade. That's following the game here on the Superstation.
A minute ago, I thought I saw William Holden. Is he on that flick?
I don't know.
Oh.
Pretty good movie, though.
I thought you were the analyst and you knew everything.
Not the movie analyst.
Oh. Rudy Cianez on the pitch for Atlanta, and Carlos Delgado will lead it off against him. Be careful here. This guy can hit. He hit his 23rd home run tonight and drove in his 83rd.
He's the captain of this ball club, too. Fans love him. Players respect him. A converted catcher.
Is a captaincy really important? I guess in some situations, yes, and others, no.
Yeah. I don't know that I ever played on a team that had a captain, to be honest with you. I don't remember
sort of a passe.
It's kind of an honorary thing.
I mean no disrespect to him.
Seems to me Pee Wee Reese was the captain of the old Brooklyn Dodgers. I think that was a very good title for a guy who was, I think, the obvious spiritual leader of that team. Maybe not the best player, but a guy that everybody respected, especially after the way he put his arm around Jackie Robinson and embraced him when he came into the league.
Gerald Williams is in the game in left field. John Rocker in the Atlanta bullpen. He will pitch the 9th if things go well here in the 8th. There's the start. It's 0-1. Our producer Glenn Diamond has returned to the truck after a lengthy absence.
I doubt that there's much on Delgado's mind right now other than getting something he can lift out of the park. Rudy's got to do his best to try to keep the ball down.
Upstairs, 1-1. Dan Regan is going all 9 innings as our director.
Something Greg Maddox does a lot. Talks to the hitting coaches.
Hey, you can finally recognize him. Nice. 2 balls and a strike.
Don't want to go to 3-1 on this guy. Make him put it in play here.
He did, and it's a tie game. Where's it going to land? Second deck.
Didn't have to go to 3-1.
No. Well, you got your wish. You put it in play. Well, not really in play. So we are tied at 7.
They only have 5 hits tonight.
But 3 of them have left the friendly confines.
No doubt about this one. Fastball about knee-high out over the plate, and he knew it.
And now again they shoot out the fireworks and nobody can see anything for a while. There's the smoke envelops the ballpark. I don't understand the intelligence working behind that move. 0-1 the count.
Well, I'm glad the roof is open.
Yeah, I am too.
Helps some.
Fast strike over the outside corner.
The home run allowed by Rudy, just the 3rd he has allowed this year in 41-plus innings. And both starting pitchers out of the loop now in terms of a decision. He gives up a home run, but Rudy's talking to himself and trying to make himself concentrate on making sure he doesn't make another mistake by walking the next guy, and he's gotten ahead of Fernandez, and maybe he can polish him off here.
Into the dirt, it's 2-2. Looking ahead to the 9th inning, the Braves send Jordan, Lockhart, and Andrew Jones to the plate. If anybody gets on, Javi Lopez. 2-2 pitch. Hit foul down the left side.
Again, Fernandez, as we talked about yesterday, using his hands a lot, a little bit of an inside-out swing, trying to use the turf to his advantage, not really over-swinging, not really trying to lift the ball.
Bounce foul. Boy, when he hits left-handed, he fouls off a lot of pitches.
12th multi-home run game in Carlos Delgado's career. 3rd time he has hit 2 home runs in a game this year.
We've seen him hit them further than that off the Hard Rock Cafe sign. 393 is the estimated distance. Fernandez is out of there. Good comeback by Cienez, 1 away. Tony Batista, the batter, he can hurt you with his power, too.
Rudy got him to chase a bad ball here. That's rare for Fernandez. Down and in with a fastball, almost hit him in the left knee. Look at that.
So 1 is out for Batista, who's 0 for 3. In the 8th now, Detroit over the Reds 7-5. Cardinals 8-3 over the Twins. Pirates trying to come back, but it may be too late. 12-7 in the 9th. Billy Koch joins John Frascatore in the bullpen for the Blue Jays. That one bounced well in front of the plate. And evens the count at 1-1. Braves about hit him 10-5, but we're tied 7-7.
Split finger pitch that got away from Rudy there. But this is another guy you've got to be careful with because he's only thinking about one thing right now, too, and that's getting one out of here to give his team the lead. And he's hit 10 for Toronto.
Going outside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
It is expected that next year when their good-looking young shortstop Alex Gonzalez returns that Batista will move to second.
But you know the way Grebeck and Bush are playing. Bush is hitting about 290 with 20 stolen bases, and Grebeck almost 400. It's a happy problem for Jim Fregosi to have.
Well, it's a nice situation to deal from if you want to make a trade when you've got solid middle infielders. They're hard to come by, especially guys with that kind of offensive credentials.
2-2 the count. Almost hit it. 3-2. Some of the crowd boos, but he'd be crazy to be thrown at him now. Batista knows that.
Yeah, and he got Tony's attention, that's for sure. I don't think he expected anything inside. 15 home runs combined between Arizona and Toronto.
Lead run is aboard with 1 out. And it's Jose Cruz Jr., who has 9 homers.
I think when you're trailing by 1 run, you play it a little closer to the vest if you're behind, and you're not as apt to try to send that tying run into jeopardy if you want to hit and run. But now that you've tied it up, good situation here with a switch hitter batting left-handed with a chance to pull the ball. Pretty good runner at first.
Batista is yet to try a stolen base, but he does run pretty well. Nixon is lost for this game. Gerald Williams replaced him. Randall Simon is lost. Brian Hunter has replaced him, and we don't think that Ryan Plesko can play. Ground ball, right field, base hit. Batista's going to stop. But trouble brews here in the 8th. First and second, 1 out. Willis Otañez is the scheduled hitter, and he'll bat for himself.
Good piece of hitting here by Cruz, and the only thing that kept Batista from going to third was that he had to wait just for a split second for the ball to get by him, so he wasn't hit by the rolling ball in the right field, and that's why Terry Bevington threw up the stop sign. Watch this. Just a slight hesitation there.
Plus, Jordan gets to the ball about as quickly as he could possibly ask for.
Only 328 to the fence in right field and left, and on the carpet, the ball gets there in a hurry.
They have Darren Fletcher on their bench, a left-hand hitter. Otañez fouls it off. He's 1 for 3. Right-handed hitter Jacob Brumfield, the Atlanta resident.
They're going up there hacking at Rudy. They're going after that first pitch, and Otañez just missed that one.
Threw the fastball by him.
Couldn't get around on that one. They moved the target inside, and Rudy zipped it right past him.
Mike Matheny is due next.
The thing here is he's had 2 big cuts at fastballs. Wouldn't be a bad idea to throw him another fastball, but throw it up out of the zone and make him, or see if he'll chase it.
That's exactly what he did, but he got it too far in. 1-2 the count. Yankees have tied Montreal 4-4 in the 7th. Mets lead Baltimore 4-1 in the 7th. Phillies 16-2 over Tampa in the 8th. Florida 9-3 over Boston in the 7th. Florida playing much better lately.
They sure are. Beat these Blue Jays 2 out of 3.
Oh, Tanya has missed that by 1.5 feet. Second strikeout for Cianez, but he's not out of the woods yet. Willie Green is going to come up, excuse me, Joe, and pinch hit here. Go ahead.
All fastballs until the last pitch. Fouled back the first one. Missed the second one. Laid off the high one, and then they got him like a good split finger pitch to finish him off. Good sequence there by Rudy.
Green hitting 188 is all, but as a pinch hitter, 4 out of 10. And the Braves are going to go to John Rocker here. Green is a pinch hitter, 4 out of 10 with 2 homers and 4 RBI. Former Cincinnati performer. And Rocker gets the call out of the bullpen, and here he comes in a hurry, and we'll be back after this.
You got feet that sweat for a living, and you get athletes.
As John Rocker completes his warm-up doses, don't forget about the official monthly magazine of the Atlanta Braves, Chop Talk Magazine. Bobby Cox has a column every month. So does John Sherholz. Complete up-to-the-minute news on the Braves minor leaguers. Just call 1-800-700-CHOP and subscribe to a good magazine, Chop Talk. Official monthly magazine of the Atlanta Braves.
In the American League with the DH, you don't have that many opportunities to pinch hit. The top number of pinch hit appearances for the Toronto Blue Jays was Willie Green with 10, and he's 4 for 10 with 2 homers. He's going to be called back for Jacob Brumfield. Brumfield's only pinch hit 5 times this year. 1 hit, that was a homer. But by comparison, for the Braves, Keith Lockhart, 37 pinch hit appearances. Nixon, 13. Simon, 11. Guillen, 15. And Hunter, 12. Gerald Williams with 20. 6 guys with 10 or more pinch hit appearances.
One thing about this Brumfield, he can really run. He can hit a fastball because he won a game against us when he played for Cincinnati, lining one off the wall against Mark Wohlers as a pinch hitter a couple years ago.
Rocker's last appearance was 3 days ago against the Yankees. Worked an inning, struck out a batter, and recorded a save.
Here we go. Two on, 2 out. Swung and a fly ball into center, and Andrew Jones will handle that. 1 pitch, 1 out, and the inning is over, but not before the Blue Jays tie the game. A run on 2 hits and 2 left. We go to the 9th, all tied, 7-7.
You're on the
Stars has more new hit movies in prime time, and Stars cost less than you think. Call your cable or satellite provider for Stars.
We go to the 9th inning.
Tie game, and they're fired up about it.
Boy, you can tell that. Maybe those you think those glasses behind there might have anything to do with that? We go to the 9th inning. A new battery. Darren Fletcher is on to catch, and John Frascatori, 29-year-old right-hander out of Queens, now lives in Newport Richey, Florida, as the pitcher. And Brian Jordan leads it off for Atlanta.
He came over in the same deal with Batista in exchange for Dan Plesac.
At Arizona, he was 1-3 with a 4.09. Jordan hasn't driven in a run tonight, but he's had a heck of a night. 2 out of 2. He's scored 2 runs and walked twice. And looks at a strike right in there, 0-1. No activity in the Atlanta bullpen. Rocker will pitch, it would appear, the bottom of the ninth. Ground ball, Batista, good play. Got it, one down.
Pretty. Former Diamondbacks helping each other out here. This might have been a hit were it not for the good glove work there and a quick release.
Boy, Brian runs everything out hard, doesn't he? Here's Keith Lockhart. He, too, has had a good night. He's 2 out of 3. He's driven in a run and scored 2. And his average is up to 241. He came into the game at 226 and came into yesterday's game at 213. Ground ball, Batista gets another chance. 2 out.
Frascatore tied a record for relief pitchers in late June and early July after he had joined the Blue Jays. He won. He was the pitcher of record and got the win in 3 straight games.
2 out, nobody aboard. Andrew Jones got to be thinking home run here.
Yeah. Get something up a little bit. Braves have had some success up and down the lineup against Frascatore. They've handed him some losses in late inning situations.
That's low. 1 ball, no strikes. Graham Lloyd won an inning and a third. Hit a batter and struck 1 out.
He touched up Frascatore earlier this year when he was with Arizona. And the Diamondbacks started the season struggling, trying to close out games.
That's downstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike. Javi Lopez on deck.
Here's an overall look. That dates back to his days with the Cardinals, too.
Check swing strike. It's 2-2. Andrew 1 for 3. He has driven in 2 runs.
They changed their mind. Fletcher wanted the fastball in. You've got to be careful with that, so they're going to go away instead.
Too far out. Frascatore wanted it, but got no satisfaction, and it's 3-2.
All you have to do is ask Mariano Rivera about fastballs even up and in. Andrew, remember, hit the 3-run homer in New York to win a ball game in the 9th.
We haven't won one since. And in the 9th, we're not going to win this one. Frascatore works a 1-2-3 inning, bottom half of the 9th inning. All tied, 7-7.
Hey, Jeff.
Bottom half of the 9th inning, John Rocker stays on to pitch. Shannon Stewart on the top of the order. Up there for Jim Fragosi's Blue Jays. Stewart out of Cincinnati makes his home now in Miami. He's just 25 years old. 6'1", 205-pounder.
Both of these teams very adept at finishing games off.
Stewart last year had 12 homers, 55 RBIs. This year he's got 9 homers, 46 RBIs, and we're still in July.
They just keep saying he's improving day by day, getting more confidence and playing better all the time.
Rocker ready to go to work. Stewart tonight has doubled in a run in 4 tries. Reich over the inside corner. It's 0-1.
And they have their 2 fastest runners at the top of the order now, with Bush coming in for Grebeck defensively an inning or pinch running a couple of innings ago. So either one of these guys, if they get on, are a threat to steal and certainly can score from first on a long double.
Just missed. 1-1. No one on, no one out. Bottom of the ninth. Both bullpens quiet at the moment. Strike call. Breaking ball in the corner.
Good pitch.
Stewart didn't like it, but it did look like a good pitch. He doesn't say anything. He just walks away.
He gave up on it. Kind of a sweeping backdoor breaking ball, right where John wanted it. Jim Fergosi doesn't think his team's had too many breaks tonight from the men in blue, but I think when he sees that rundown play that Andrew Jones scored on, he'll realize that Tony Fernandez was at fault there.
Up the middle, base hit. A 1-2 pitch and a leadoff single. So the winning run is aboard with no one out.
On his double, he hit a 1-2 pitch. Guarding the plate, stayed right down on that pitch down and away, and on the carpet, hit it right up the middle.
So Bush bats here with a runner at first and nobody out. Do you bunt with him, Joe? Do you try to steal second?
I would say so, because even if Braves walk Green, yeah, I bunt. They might walk Green, you still got to pitch to Delgado, lefty versus lefty, but that's what they like.
He tries to bunt, pops it up. Javi will never get there. In fact, Brian Hunter got closer to it than Lopez did, and that's something we're just going to have to live with if Javi's going to catch with that mess on his knee.
Also a comparison between sacrifice bunts with the DH. The Toronto Blue Jays have only put down 18 sacrifice bunts this year, and 4 of those have been by pitchers in interleague play. The Braves have 38 for the year.
Stewart, 29 of 39 in the stolen base department, edges away. Whoa, boy, does that hurt? Trying to get the ball up to make it tough to bunt, but he threw it to the backstop on the fly.
Rocker's calling Javi out like he thought he called for a pitch out. And Javi never came up out of his crouch like it was going to be a pitch out. But he was looking in all the time like they got crossed up somehow. Here's that sign. Javi wanted him to throw to first. That's what the little wiggle was. That was supposed to go to first to hold the runner on.
Well, let's see how they play it now. Do they want to move him to third with a bunt? Rocker's a tough man to bunt against. Beautiful bunt. Safe at first. John hesitated a little bit before he threw it. Boy, that Bush can run. First and third, nobody out.
It was a gorgeous bunt. First of all, watch how he softens this ball, got the bat out in front of him, and just killed it on the turf. John checked the runner first, and then cost him. But nobody out. The only run that means anything is the guy at third base. You might as well walk the bases loaded so you don't have to pitch to Green, and then work to Delgado.
Doesn't look like that's what they're going to do, Joe.
The outfield has to come in.
Look where Andrew is playing.
Yeah, you got to. Fly balls, a sacrifice fly wins the game anyway.
Especially with Stewart at third base. Pulled the string on him, 0-1. Boy, you got to get a strikeout here, then you got a shot.
Well, Bobby's rolling the dice here that with Rocker out there, the left-handed pitcher, maybe he can do something with these 2 dangerous left-handed hitters.
Good fastball, but inside. A ball and a strike. 91 miles an hour, they say.
And if you walk him, you walk him.
Yeah, that's right.
Do your best to just work him over, see if you can get him to chase a couple of pitches and get him in the hole, and then get the out.
Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. John Green takes a little walk around.
If he is able to retire Green, then you have the luxury, if you want, of walking Delgado and pitching to Fernandez, but Fernandez is a great contact hitter.
I'm glad he's not hitting right now as good as this guy is. Into the dirt. Good play by Javi. They want to look at the baseball.
I don't know what the Brave signal is for a pitch out. I'm assuming it's just a fist. But the way Javi was giving that sign a minute ago, you could barely make out the wiggle of his thumb back there when he was giving the signs, and maybe from Rocker's position on the mound, maybe he couldn't see that wiggle. And that's what led to that wild pitch that set this first and third situation up.
This is the pitch you want to get him on if you can. The 2-2.
Going to come in on him with a fastball.
Got it. What a big strikeout that was. Chipper in for a word with Rocker.
Remember, that's how McGlinchey got him last time around also. Maybe they're finding out something about John Green. They've thrown a couple of breaking balls away to set this up. And a good hot fastball thrown right by him.
Yeah, he swung under that one. Here's Delgado, who's had a great night. 2 out of 4, 2 homers, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored, of course.
So now do they walk Delgado?
No, they're going to go after the left-hand hitter.
They're putting all their faith in John with these left-handed hitters. Delgado not near the hitter against left-handed pitching that John Green is.
Low and inside, 1 ball, no strikes. If you walk the bases loaded, you're gambling you're going to get a comebacker to the mound and a 1-2-3 double play, because with the infield. Chopper, they'll come home, is out at the plate. And I'll tell you what, it looked to me like Stewart sort of skidded a little bit on his slide. I thought he was going to get in there.
Quick release by Brett Boone, though his throw was a little high, but Javi had his foot planted right in front of the plate. Unbelievable. Chased a breaking ball. Brett has a terrific arm. Almost pulled Javi off the bag, but Javi got the glove down in time.
That's what it was Javi's foot.
Yeah.
What lost the runner-up.
Tried to go around Javi's foot. Look, watch his right foot trying to go around the foot of Javi, and when he did that, Lopez was able to apply the tag.
So all of a sudden, everything changes, and we're back to infield back, outfield in normal position. And Tony Fernandez, the batter, came into the game hitting .368. He is 0 for 4.
First and third, nobody out with 2 of the most dangerous hitters in the American League up there, and Rocker retired both of them. He's got 1 to get.
And it's a tough out. Upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Tony Batista is next.
That's a little scary. .432 average with runners in scoring position.
Good pitch. Phillies beat Tampa Bay 16-3. Rocker paws around the mound.
Fernandez has been nailing breaking pitches. He has swung right through a lot of fastballs, or has not put a good swing on one.
Strike two called over the outside corner.
Woo. That had a little juice on it. 95. At the knees, on the corner. Man.
I got to throw him another fastball.
You bet.
If he beats you, he beats you.
You bet. Try for that same spot again. Maybe a little bit off the plate.
Started to go, held up.
Came in on him. Remember, he struck out his last time up against Rudy Cianez, but he was batting left-handed, but on a pitch that almost hit him in the knee. Maybe that's what Javi was thinking. I still like the fastball away, because he'll just flick the bat at it.
The 2-2. Looks like a breaker, and he fouled it off.
Yeah, slider. It was up. Jim Bergosi getting another gray hair or two over this. Watch Javi, see where he sets up. Breaking ball.
High drive to left field. Back goes Gerald Williams. Back goes Gerald Williams. He's got it, and the inning is over. Boy, he just missed getting it out of here.
A breaking ball, too.
At the 375-foot mark, Gerald Williams, who was playing shallow because he had to take a shot at throwing a runner out, raced to the wall and made the catch.
Did he bobble this? Watch this. I think he might have bobbled it. Oh, snow cone.
Snow cone is right. Free baseball. We go to the 10th.
Thursday night on the Supers.
We're still tied at 7 as we go to the 10th inning now. And again, John Rocker gets away with a breaking ball. Tony Fernandez has demonstrated a great ability to hit off-speed stuff already in these two games. And this is a very tough play for Gerald Williams. He was playing so shallow. It's extremely loud out there with the fans right above him, so he can't get much help from Andrew Jones as to where he is with respect to the wall. But he stayed with it and came up with a spectacular game-saving play.
John Hudek in the Atlanta bullpen, and Javi Lopez swings and misses. Is this the same John Frascatore we saw pitch for Arizona? He sure looks better.
It is, and he seems to be more aggressive.
Up the middle, can he sneak it through? Nope. Batista throws him out, one away. And Brian Hunter is the batter.
It's like Frascatore only wants the ball hit to his old teammate. Good fastball there in on Javi's hands. It broke his bat.
Brian Hunter, the batter. He's a guy who could hit one out here. It's okay for us to hit a home run, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
There's a line drive to left, but Stewart comes on and has it. And lest we forget, tip your hat to Bobby Cox. The way he managed that bottom of the ninth. It would have been easy to walk the bases loaded. Who knows what would have happened then? Yep. But the way he did it, he got him out.
Well, he put all of his faith in John Rocker, and it certainly was rewarded.
Here's Walt Weiss. John Frascatore has faced 5 men and retired them all. Oh, he's throwing hard. 0-1. It's even now, a ball and a strike. Both starters are off the hook here, cannot be involved in the decision. Right now, it's John Rocker against John Frascatore. Ground ball to Batista again. And the inning is over. go to the bottom of the 10th. John Hudak comes into the game, and we're tied 7-7. Bottom half of the 10th inning, Tony Batista will lead it off against the new Atlanta pitcher, John Hudak. Batista and Cruz and Otañez are due here in the bottom of the 10th.
John's appeared in one game on the road trip. He's worked 2 innings, gave up 3 hits and a couple of runs. Walked 2, struck out 2.
He's given up on the year 23 hits in 16 2/3 innings, and the league is hitting .319 against him. So he needs a good outing here, and so do the Braves. Batista is 0 for 3 with a walk. Outside to him, 1 ball, no strikes. Same 2 teams tomorrow night. Tom Glavine and Chris Carpenter. Again, we'll have it for you at... I know we will. We'll have it for you on TBS tomorrow at 7. A little bit outside. 2-0 the count.
Braves still have a lefty and a righty in their bullpen. They've got Grimlinger and Springer available.
There's a drive. Deep left field, and the ball game is over.
Never mind.
Tony Batista, his 5th home run in his last 11 games, the 4th home run of the night for Toronto. And this one hurts a little bit. Final score 8-7 Blue Jays, and the Braves have suddenly lost 3 games in a row. Let's look at it again, Joe, in just a second here. He hit the daylights out of it into the second deck. Not much duck.
Now, remember in the 8th inning, we were talking about this same thing, that he was only looking to hit one out after Delgado had tied the game. Well, it took him an extra inning. But no doubt about it, the guy has the funny swing, but he can lift and separate with the best of them.
Nothing funny about it for Atlanta fans, and we'll be back with the totals and highlights after this.
Nana, what are you doing? All right, Monday on his ankle. A decision could come as early as Tuesday on whether to undergo surgery to try to increase blood flow to the damaged area. Either way, with Hurst down for the count for part of the '99 season, chances are the passing game will be the focus of the San Francisco 49ers offense, and Terrell Owens made the most of the situation. The 49ers receiver inked a 7-year, $34.2 million extension today. That includes a $7.5 million signing bonus. He had a career-high season in '98, 67 receptions, 1,097 yards, 14 touchdowns. So with Owens, Jerry Rice, and J.J. Stokes in their arsenal, the 49ers possess one of the most talented receiving trios in the league.